certain level, it doesn't release all of these buds. It releases about 3 or 4 sets below that where they're going to start breaking out. So I won't get all these buds, so it depends on where I cut. So up here, this was cut at some time here. Well, let's do this one. This was cut here. It's a perfect example. This branch was cut off. Look what was released. 1, 2, 3, and then these kind of half. It didn't release all of these. It only released this much down. So wherever you cut, if there was no branches here, it's only going to release these branches here. Now if I don't like this branch here, if I cut it off here, there's a secondary bud right there. As long as it didn't have these branches, then this one's going to come out and it'll come out at a lower angle. So this one, when it first comes out, wants to go straight up. If I cut this off, this bud here is going to come out at a bigger, wider angle. Anytime we're pruning, we don't want branches like this. This is your guide. Not like this because they'll break, they'll split. You want them like this, wide like your thumb and your first finger. Try and get that. So I'm not so sure we can do a whole lot with this.
After you do the pruning, do you recommend to paint it white?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Clean it up, paint it white, keep them from sun scalding. So
Or the lime wash.
Lime wash. So we're not going to do anything with this because this has to be spread out, and I don't want to prune these because until this is spread, we can't make that decision.
Okay. So I have a question.
Sure.
So you want it to be growing out versus up for the petals,
Yes.
right?
Out.
Would you prune any of these up here, or no? Are you just letting those?
Not at the
grow?
moment. Not at the moment. I'm going to clean this up here. You can see it got broken there some time back. So you get these out. These are too narrow a crotch angle here. There's not a whole lot. See, they're even young. They're starting to get hard. You've got to get something on there. This is more the leader, but you got to find a way this next year. This isn't something this year because you can't do much with these tiny ones. But you want to find a way to bend these out. But if you bend this out and bend this out, you got to watch where you're bending it to.
What could be a good improvised bender or like a separator?
The pantyhose are ideal. They're the
Pantyhose
easiest
in the
way.
rock.
We had some down there where there were wood pieces put in there.
Okay.
But wood, you start blowing around and they pop out. So you got to go in there. You can put nails on them which pierce into here, thin nails, which will work, but they can still pop out. Sometimes you pull really hard and you break the branch. If you put the weight on, you can tell the weight, and it bends it over time, so it's not like you're pulling it right away, and the tree kind of starts adapting to the pull. As long as it's not too much too fast.
Yeah, and in our gardens we put a string. We want to pull it out like this. We'll just put a string and then a little bit of like poly or something, and then stake it in down here.
Stake
so
it in the
stake
ground.
kind of pulls it down like that.
And so
But sometimes it slips too.
Right.
And if you were to do the pantyhose, you'd position it around here too?
Probably I'd put it right up here.
Okay.
Because I don't want it slipping down the trunk, so I'd put it
Oh, I
here where
see.
it won't slide down. And put enough weight on it to probably get it to here, thinking it's probably going
Okay.
to do that. See, the intention or the thought here would be to come and cut this branch off because it's hitting here.
Right.
But I don't want to do that because if we're going to bend it out, now that changes everything.
Right.
So this becomes they're going to start curving up into this way. So there isn't a whole lot we can do. We can, get a hold of bending these branches. These up here, I would think in time, what you're going to want to do is either remove the bud and try force more branching out. Because we don't want it to shoot up next year 4 or 5 feet. It's not doing us a whole lot of good. Vertical branches aren't going to produce much in the way of fruit. We want spreading out branches. And this tree is going to take a lot of work to fix this problem.
And how long before it bears fruit? Will it bear fruit next year or a couple years?
It's got flower buds on it. It can bear this next year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When you bend this out, the problem is when you bend these out, if they were vertical, they can get sunburned. You have to watch that. You probably have to paint them with something. This was here. shading here, this is going to get sunburnt. So you got to watch, and you got to watch, you know, that these will form, apples form what they call water suckers. I don't know why they call them water suckers, but they're shoots that just go straight up with a tremendous amount of energy. They can grow like 2-3 feet, just like almost overnight, like that. So you got to watch out for those.
And the whole purpose in grafting is so that you can get fruit faster, am I right?
Uniform fruit.
Uniform fruit.
Yeah, so you like Red Delicious, you like Granny Smith, you like Gala.
I do like
You know, so you know you get what you want. Because if you grow them from seed, you don't know what you get.
Oh,
You
okay.
get little green apples that are hard as a rock, that are sour as can be. Well, they might be good for something, but maybe not for what you want. And then they ripen at different times of the year. So one of the things I've got at my house that people look at me, because I don't have a lot of space, but I'll take 3 apple trees, 3 varieties. Now they have to have the same growth habit. I'll plant them in a triangle about 1 foot apart. So people are like always perplexed by that, and I'm like, but you're planting 3 trees, and I'm like, they cross-pollinate each other. So I'll have like Arkansas Black, which is like a red, Granny Smith, and then you could plant like a Yellow Delicious, 3 different kinds of apples. Maybe ripen all at the same time. But they pollinate each other. You want to pick the similar growth habit, because some of them grow fast and big, and some of them are slower growing. But if you're limited for space, you're ensuring a pollination unit in one area. I'm not necessarily burdened with having too much of one variety of apples, and I get a selection of apples in one area.
How large is this triangle that you're planting?
Apart.
Yeah, apart.
So it's one unit. To me, it's a 1 unit tree. It's not 1 tree, it's a 1 unit.
So is
3
it
different ones there. You can graft on 1 tree,
Oh,
different
yeah.
varieties,
right?
but they have different growth habits,
Right.
no matter what. So I'd rather plant 3 trees in a triangle,
Uh-huh.
about 1 foot apart.
1 foot apart.
They
Okay, there we
grow
go.
As 1 unit.
1 unit, right?
It's like a 3-trunk tree.
But then it also helps too when the winds come, and because they protect each other. Am I right in that sense?
They do help a bit, protect each other.
Okay.
The main benefit is the cross-pollination. It's right next to each other.
And it's easier to, I
The
would
better
think,
pollination, the better quality you're going to have.
either it's easier to feed them too, right? And then that process where you just
It's
throw stuff on the ground, it's right
Mainly
there.
for limited space.
Limited space.
You know, if you got
Okay.
a big orchard with lots of place, you can space each tree out,
Right.
which is great. If you live in a town or your yard and you say, I like 3 different apples, but I can't 3 big apple trees, or 3, you know, I can't plant 3 apple trees and 3 apricot trees and 3 peach trees and 3 pear trees, and you know, my whole house, I don't have enough room.
Right.
And I can only take care of this much space.
Right.
I have the 3 trees here. I can take care of all 3, get 3 different kinds of apples and enjoy it. And they're getting pollinated.
Cool.
So that's a thought that you can have. Okay? Want to go over to the pear trees?
Yes.
They have to go back down and around.